Hello class, in this video we'll make two modifications to the area program that we wrote. One is to replace this 3.14, which represents pi, by a constant. Rather than having this number 3.14 in our code, which is kind of questionable as what it is, we can actually declare it as a constant, and this is how it's done. I can go to the top of the program and declare a constant, the keyword const, and then the type of the constant we are going to declare. It's double again, meaning that it can hold decimal value, and then the name of the constant. The name of the constant always is uppercase, so I'm going to call it pi. That's the constant we have. And then the value that you're going to assign to it, 3.14 followed by a semicolon. So instead of having 3.14 in my code, I am going to replace it with the constant name pi. Right? So it is a good practice. If you have a value that is not going to change in your program, declare it as a constant, give it a name, and use that name in your computation. The other modification is that instead of fixing the value of radius to 4.3, why not allow the user to enter the value? And this is the modification that I want to do. I'm going to prompt the user to enter a value for the radius. To do that, first I'm going to remove this 4.3 and just declare the radius as a double and not initialize it. Right? And then right after the area, I'm going to add few codes. And here I am going to start prompting the user. Prompt user to enter input. Right? And here is how it's done. Cout, enter a value for the radius, and line. So this will be printed on the screen. Enter a value for the radius, and then you have to read it. The program has to read it, and to read it we use cin. Cout, it is a built-in object that displays text and values on the screen, and cin is a built-in object that reads from the keyboard. So cin, we are going to have extraction operator, which is made up of the two consecutive symbols greater than, and we are going to read it into which variable? We are going to read it into a radius. Oops, not the uppercase. Semicolon. So prompt the user to enter radius and then read it into the variable radius, which is stored in radius, and then the rest of the program will do fine. Right. So first of all, let me close this previous output. We make sure that the area C is the active project, and now we'll run it. Start without debugging. Build. The program comes up, and notice that the code starts running, and right at the prompt it stops. Enter a value for the radius. Enter value for radius. Why the program is stopping? The line 12, this line 12, cin radius, it's waiting for you to enter a value for radius. And I can now enter, let's say, 3.8, and then followed by enter. So that 3.8 is read, placed into radius, and then the rest of the program continues to execute. The area is found, and then the value of the area is written.